Hi everyone, welcome back to Job One for All. In this video we are going to talk about how we can create our own custom exceptions. As we saw in the previous videos, we have several exceptions that we can reuse from the Java library, but there are some cases where those exceptions they are not enough. So usually each system out there, they will have their own business rules, and not all the business rules will be able to use the exceptions that we have available in Java. So, for example, imagine that you are going to handle login invalid, maybe username and password incorrect. I'm not sure if we have any on Java already, but this is something that usually we have customized in each project. So we are going to see how we can do that. Just go to the Java core and go to the package O exception. And here under exception and domain, create a new class. Let's call login invalid, and it's not like mandatory, but as a convention, all the exceptions they should end with the name exception. And now the way to create a custom exception is to decide, do you want them to be a checked exception or unchecked exception? If you want them to be unchecked, you have to extend the runtime exception. If you want them to be checked, you have to extend the exception class. I want this to be checked, so I will extend the exception. Now we have a couple options here. First, we can just leave like this and everything will work just fine. We can throw this exception anywhere in our system, but I would like to override the constructor. Two constructors actually, the one without parameters and one getting a string. So why I'm overriding two constructors? Because I want the message, every time someone throws this custom message will be always invalid login. And if someone wants something different, they can call this constructor, sending the message that they want. Now let's go to the test and let's create a class called login invalid exception test 01 ESVM, and we are going to create here let's see, private static void login, and I will just create a quick business logic. First, I would like to type the username and password. So scanner new scanner system.m. We already know how to get the data from the user in the console. And now what we are going to do is imagine that we have already a data somewhere in the database. So basically username database, and imagine that this is the Goku, and string password database Super Saiyan. Okay, now that we have both username DB and password DB, we are going to get the data from the user. Just give a nice message. Username, duplicate this line, pressing Ctrl D, and password. And here we are going to store in another string, for example, typed username, and then we have scanner.next line to read it, and here string typed password, and here scanner.next line as well. And here comes our quick business logic. If the username is not equals to the username we have in the database, so if it's not username in the database dot equals the typed username, or if it's not the same password, basically the password in the database does not match the typed password, I want to throw new login invalid exception. And what I want to say is username or password is incorrect. So when we do this, since this is a checked exception, we have to add to the method signature. You can just hover over and then add exception to method signature. And after that, if we pass this if, means that the user login completed. Now all we have to do is call the login method in the main, and we have two options. We either add the throws to the main, or we can surround with try catch. This is what we are going to do. I think this is enough. We can test now. Control Shift F10, and we have username Goku lowercase, the password Super Saiyan 1 2 3. So of course we have exception. The username and the password is different. Control Shift F10. Username now it's the same, but the password is different. Control Shift F10. Username is different, password, and Control Shift F10. Goku and Super Saiyan. And we have our login completed successfully. So as you can see, creating custom exceptions is pretty straightforward. You just have to decide which class you're going to extend, either runtime exception or the exception class. It depends if you want checked, force people to handle or not. So I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye.